We are in Orlando, Florida at the largest equipment auction there is in North America. So we have a meeting here with an account rep. We're gonna go inside, ask them a bunch of questions. We'll show you the endless opportunities here in Orlando when it comes to semi-trucks and trailers. And we're gonna get you the answers to a bunch of your questions. So if you're thinking of buying or selling equipment at any auction, this video is for you. Let's go meet our account rep. Let's not forget, this place is 200 acres. Yes, that's right. We're driving where they stage their trucks, their semi-trucks. So the trucks and the trailers are actually located in different locations. That's how big this auction is, and I am excited. So we'll come back when we get there. Orlando is by far the biggest auction the Ritchie Brothers has?
Yeah, it will be the largest auction of the year, February, Orlando.
How many tractor trailers are participating in this, approximately?
Well, we usually have somewhere around 400 truck tractors and a couple hundred trailers.
Wow, and age range all over the place?
All over the place.
And February is the biggest one that you have, like the biggest auction?
Yes, February will be the biggest auction here in Orlando and throughout the Ritchie Brothers.
So if I'm an owner-operator, how would I partake?
You just get a hold with your sales rep, territory manager in your region, and tell them you want to participate. They'll go through all the steps that you need to do to sign up for the auction.
It's not like it was 10, 15 years ago where you actually bid or on site. It's all on the internet, or you have both?
So people will be on site for this auction. Wow. All 5 days we'll be able to bid on. You'll be able to bid on site and be online as well.
So 5 days.
Yep, Monday through Friday.
Monday to Friday, wow, unbelievable.
All the trucks will sell on day 5.
Now, what is meant by, as is condition?
As is, where is. So you buy from us, there is no reserves, there's no buybacks, no bid-ins, the seller can't bid the stuff up. But with that, you're getting as is, where is, so you have to inspect it before you buy it. We recommend you at least calling us and having a mechanic look at it, paying a mechanic to look at it, or coming down and look at it yourself, because we're open 7 days a week from now till sale for people to come inspect the equipment. But as is, where is means as is, where is.
So if I wanted this Cascadia over here, I can hire you guys to inspect it?
You could call us and we can get you the number of a mechanic that can come in and look at it for you. I don't have a problem going out and looking at a truck for a customer. And I recommend calling us and we can go check, see certain things, but we're not mechanics, so we're not going to find out if there's something major wrong with it.
Now I'm also able to see past history of the auctions, right? When I'm registered, so I can see what this make and model with this many kilometers, this many miles sold for.
Yep.
Right?
Once you have an account at Ritchie Brothers, you go past auction results and pull up anything we've sold and see it.
How long does it take to set this up?
I started having meetings about this sale in August. We'll start getting stuff around middle of November, late November, but we really ramp up beginning of January until February, setting it up.
And you have fleets also giving you their trucks?
Yep.
Yeah.
Penske's a big fleets in. Then we do have other customers that bring their stuff in here as well.
And all trucks get sold?
All trucks get sold. Everything gets sold, barring it has a clean title, no liens, anything like that. So we double check all that stuff, so stuff will end up getting pulled. But if we say sold, it's sold.
So why is the Ritchie Brothers in Orlando considered the most important one of the year, the one that's coming up in February?
It started, I think, because a lot of people were down here on vacation and they wanted to have their stuff here and they wanted to come here and meet. Pre-COVID, it was a big event where everybody networked and all that. Post-COVID, it's a little different. We do have a lot more online than on-site participation, but it's still that event that they want to come to in the winter and see their fellow contractors or dealers, meet with them, have conversations. There's events every night of the week during the sale, and it's just nice in Florida most of the time.
So you have people coming here from all over?
All over the world.
You guys have the people to help. For example, to get it shipped out there, you guys would help with that?
Yeah, we have a hauling service. If you need it hauled up there, we pretty much have anything you need to help you with.
What would happen in the case if I am a buyer, I buy this truck, my inspection said, or the company that I hired through you guys said, it was great, and then it turns out that the truck is in derate mode and, has a whole whack of problems. What can a customer do about that?
Well, it really depends on the problems. If the seller had deleted the emissions or something like that, obviously we can't sell it without letting you know, so we take care of that. If it's just in derate, we can have our mechanic look at it. But ultimately, again, it is as is, where is. So you're taking a chance when you buy a used piece of equipment. We'll do our best to help you.
Now, right now, we're about 6 weeks before the auction date.
We're about 18 days.
18 days away?
Yep.
Okay. How many more trucks are you getting over the next 18 days, or are most of them already here?
A good chunk are here, but we're still out about 3,800 pieces. So of that, there's gonna be a good chunk of it's gonna be trucks, and they'll still be adding trucks up until the last minute. So we still probably have a good couple hundred trucks still come in.
Would you say this year there's a lot more foreclosures or more banks giving you their trucks? Or
I would not say that.
No?
I have not heard it. No, last year obviously with the yellow freight was a big one. Definitely not that big, but no, I have not heard. There's not a lot of bankruptcies this year.
Why would you say the buyers and sellers come back every year to Orlando?
Well, obviously we have the most equipment and trucks that you can see at one time in one spot. With 200 plus acres, we got room for all of it. We even have to have a separate yard. We have so much stuff here, so you get the volume of stuff you want to see. So you have the supply. It's nicer in Florida than it is in a lot of the northern parts of the state and Canada. So, and it's a good time for them to come down and see their friends. We also put on a pretty good event for them on Monday nights.
As a buyer, what's something that people don't realize on how much goes into planning an event like this? This takes a lot of coordination, right?
It does take a lot of coordination. They don't see all the staff we bring in before the sale to set this up, and then they don't see how much of that staff's actually left when the stuff has to go out. So we're asking them to pick it up in a certain amount of time, and they want to get it picked up, but I'm down half the staff I had when we put it in here, so getting it in and out is a lot trickier than it seems.
A lot of people just think, okay, whatever, people drop off the truck and they line it up and that's it, but I guess there's a ton of work that goes on the back.
Yeah, every piece has to get its own number. Piece has to be checked in, make, model, serial number, then it has to go to a staging area, and an inspector has to go through and do their inspection, which is anywhere from 20 to 150 photos of the piece. One inspection can take 5 minutes, one inspection can take 45 minutes. It just depends on what the piece is, how long it takes, and then it has to be moved in a line, and then it has to be set. This sale here, really this year, we're trying a new thing as asset location management. You can see the signs on the ends. Mm-hmm. There's rows now with spots, so each truck's in a row and then a spot, which is noted on it. So we used to set in lot number order, which everything had to be in order then. Now we're going to this asset location management, so when you pull up the piece that you bought or the piece that you're looking at, it'll say it's in lane 15, spot 9, and you can go to that spot and that's where the piece is at. We're trying new things to make it easier and simpler for customers to find their stuff, because in the past you'd had to look down the line looking for the lot number it was in. Now you can just drive to the spot.
When it comes to financing, do you guys have your own options for financing, or how would owner-operator?
We have Ritchie Brothers Financial Services. If you own a company, get pre-approved with them and bid. There are stipulations. You have to certain years, certain miles, and all that stuff. So you got to pay attention to that. But yes, we have Ritchie Brothers Financial Services. We're trying to make sure that you don't need to go anywhere else for anything you need.
Very smart, unbelievable.
We have this auction, which is every February. Then we have a weekly marketplace where you can buy every Thursday. You got a marketplace where you can buy at any time. You got anything you want.
Oh, weekly marketplace you also have?
Yep. Iron Planet, they have an auction every Thursday, so you can always find something on that.
If I'm a buyer, what would you say the most important things I need to look at the truck to minimize my risk?
I mean, just looking at the truck is the key. Coming and looking at it, put your fingers on it. You drive them, you know them, you own them, you buy them. Putting your fingers on them, looking at the trucks. We do our best we can when we do an inspection, but obviously we're not experts in driving them and buying them. They just come in, we just run through, take pictures and note stuff we see. So come look at it yourself is the biggest
Am I allowed
key.
to drive it?
You can go forward and backward. You can't get it up and if you buy one and you get it up to 40 mile an hour and the transmission doesn't work, we'll be like, oh, well, the seller should have told us that. So stuff like that. You can't drive it and get it into any of the gears, but you can go forward and backward to make sure it moves.
Oh, you guys have all your straight trucks over there? Wow, this is unbelievable. The biggest difference I see between the Canadian auction is here you actually have ground, and over there it's all muddy and slush. And
yeah, right now.
So your account reps or your staff, how do they help the buyers or in the whole transaction? So somebody like myself, first time dealing with Orlando, what would I need to do? I call in, get an account rep, or
to buy, sell, to buy?
Yep.
You don't have a salesman for you to buy. Okay. You come to the auction, we're open to the public. You just have to have a driver's license, register to bid online. One thing we're doing this year different is you register online before you come. We'll give you that bidder number they give you online. We'll put it on a badge for you. In the past, online and on site were different, but now they're all one. So when you register online, you can bid on site with us printing a badge for you. When you come to the site, if you find a piece you like, you need help, I have people driving around in Polaris Rangers. There's one over there. We have jump packs to jump stuff for you if you need to jump. They'll answer any questions they can with you. They'll show you whatever you want to see. We have mechanics on site if you want somebody to look at it. Anything you need, they'll help you with. If you want to buy, we have sales reps that you can reach out to, and they'll work through the whole process of selling with you. Anything you need to know. Most of the stuff, if you call in, if you're a buyer and you call in and you have questions, we'll help you. We have a customer care group that will walk you through whatever they can walk you through, show you how to register online and all that.
I did a poll with over a couple thousand truck drivers about their fears about buying a semi-truck at the auction. They're afraid that something is going to be mechanically wrong with it. And then the second biggest fear was that they're going to overpay. What would you tell a buyer that is concerned that they might overpay for a piece of equipment?
I mean, just do your homework is the best I can say. so you know and have that number you want. The good part about the auction is it gets emotional. So when that auctioneer's up there selling, you get excited. All our truck tractors, all our trailers, this sale are going to be on our timed auction lot, which it's going to be, it starts closing at a certain time.
Yeah.
And then you just bid, and every time somebody bids after the time it closes, it goes for a minute and a half longer. So you got time to think about it. Just do your homework.
And within your platform, I can do the homework, right? So I can see all the previous auctions, what it sold for, a similar piece of equipment, what it sold for at a previous auction.
Yep. I mean, the key to the auction is doing your homework. You got to remember that.
As a buyer, what fees are associated for a winning bid? What else can I expect? So I see what it sold for, but if I am the buyer, is there any fees on top of that?
Yeah, we have our transaction fees, and then there's title reassignment fees if you're from Florida, and there's taxes. If you're from outside of the country or outside of in certain states, you can get the taxes waived with a non-res form, all that stuff. So there are additional fees. I don't know what our buyer's fees are off the top of my head, but
there are buyer fees?
There are buyer fees, yep. And then taxes of registration, depending on if you're a dealer or not.
They all get washed before they come here?
That's up to the seller.
Oh, the seller decides if he wants to wash them?
The seller decides if he wants to wash them. Some do, some don't. We have a complete refurbishing bay up there. We can wash, paint, detail, but it's all up to the seller what they want to do. It's all a la carte.
Tri-packs, they add a lot to the value or no?
Yeah. When you get into the sleepers,
we get all of ours. We get all of ours with tri-packs, so that's why. And decals, some of them have decals, some of them don't. Also up to the buyer, up to the seller.
Yep, it depends. A lot of people will remove their decals because they don't want them out there on the road. Some people like to leave them on so people know it's a good truck. It depends. Most will take it off before they bring it in. Some will have us take them off. We don't do anything to them without permission from the seller.
And then this whole thing clears up within a week or two.
Oh no, we'll have stuff here until the middle of April. We do our best to get it out, and we do have terms on when you have to have stuff picked up, but there's so much stuff here it's impossible to get it out, so we're pretty lenient on our policy with that. It takes time to get all this stuff in and out.
Now, when you guys line them up, you line up the Cascadias with the Cascadias, the Volvos with the Volvos, and...
We do our best. Once we get this far into it, you'll start seeing them intermixed with the new asset location management. It'll just be in a lane and spot. In the beginning, we'll separate them by year and make and model, and then by the time we get to the middle, they'll start intermingling.
There's a separate yard for the trucks, and then there's also a separate yard for all the trailers?
Yes, for this sale, as large as it is, and as much stuff as we're gonna have in it, and as much room as trailers take up, we have a separate yard down in Lake Alfred, Haines City area that we put all the trailers in.
How many trailers?
There's gonna be a couple hundred down there.
A couple of hundred?
Yeah.
Vans, reefers, flatbeds?
Everything. Containers and then trailers down there.
So a lot more trucks than there are trailers?
Yeah, usually. It depends. It really depends. Like last year with the Yellow Freight bankruptcy, there was a lot more trailers.
And this is typical, this much equipment?
For a February auction.
For February?
Yep.
This is unreal.
It's actually probably a little light for trucks than you would think for a February auction. It'll fill up a little bit more in the next 3 weeks.
We'll go up the other lane, I think. So all the day cabs are on this lane?
Yeah, we'll typically day cabs, sleepers. That way everyone can look at what they want to look at.
When it comes to the VINs, you guys don't provide the history of if it's been in an accident or not?
Actually, no. But after the last hurricane down here, I partnered with our IAA group because we own us and IAA are together, Insurance Auto Auctions. And I got with their team they use AutoCheck, and I got access to it. So my staff actually runs AutoCheck for every titled item we sell.
Oh, nice.
And puts it on the line. So when you go to the inspection online, there's a document, and that's the AutoCheck, so you can pull it up and see it.
And it's a free service that you give everybody?
Yep. It's not free for me, but it's free for the buyers. The amount of hassle it saves me is worth the cost to run them.
Before you had the service, there were a lot, like if somebody bought a truck that was previously in an accident, then... Yeah,
then as is where is means you should have did your homework, but it's hard to tell them that the seller didn't know that it got in an accident. So it's an argument that I didn't like having, and now that we have that, I can say you should have looked at that. So it gives them something to look at. I did it mainly because of the floods and the hurricane. I didn't want to deal with people trying to sell stuff that they had bought and refurbished, and so we moved it on to all titled items that we sell. So we give that out. Seems to make a lot of people happier, more confident in what they're bidding on.
For sure. How does it work with liens? If there's a lien on the truck, or like the buyer doesn't deal with any of that stuff, right?
We will not sell anything that we know has a lien on it. Now, I'm not gonna say we don't sell anything that had a lien on it, but then we'll give your money back, obviously, because we're gonna sell everything free and clear.
A lot of the owner operators will have a mechanical lien on it, or a finance company. Do you deal with those financing companies and then pay them out? You do, right? And then you'll give
it depends. It depends how we work it out in the structure of the deal.
Got it. But it's common.
common, yes. It's common that we have to reach out to get a title.
And if you see 3-4 different, liens on it, then you would reach out to them or...
Yep. We have a search team in Lincoln, Nebraska that reaches out and deals with all the liens that we see on anything we sell.
Right.
All right.
Rodney.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Whether you're upgrading your fleet, replacing older units, expanding into new markets, these auctions are for you and you should be taking a part of them. If you're in the trucking or heavy equipment, February is going to be a big month, so make sure you're involved. Hopefully you learned something from this video. Make sure you share it.